Hi, I'm Katharina, and Hannah asked me whether I would like to talk a bit about our participation in the seed funding and in general about the application process. So I'm working at BIONALES. Um, And first, I would like to tell you something about our association. So, it's a civil society organization which was founded like 8 years ago. We are based in Frankfurt, in Germany, and we want to promote a fair and sustainable transformation of the agriculture and food systems, especially here in the region. Some things we offer is knowledge about the local organic food production structures. We have a good mapping of all the challenges and needs of the local producers and processors, understanding of the policy context for organic and regional agri-food systems, again, especially in the region. We are embedded in various networks, local, regional, and also nationally. And we have a very interdisciplinary team, which is also how I came to know the multi-actor approach and the Premier initiative, because one of our board members is working in the Premier project. So the multi-actor approach was known to me, at least basically. And this is also how I got to know about the seed funding opportunity. Yeah, so why did I apply? I mean, for me, it was a bit like jumping into cold water because I also just started at Biennales in yeah, beginning of the year, and also my professional background is a bit different, so also the field is a bit new for me. But this was the perfect opportunity for me to expand my network and get to know a lot of people, also exchange the experiences I'm making during the preparation of the proposal, the application process, and also to talk about our ideas. Then it was a very easy access to knowledge and resources by all the online material and also the webinars that were held, and which was kind of important for me because we are a really small organization and the application process was quite time intensive for me especially. So it was nice to get a little bit of funding for my working time so I could really focus on this. Then, yeah, how was the process? So at first we dived into the call descriptions, and I spent a lot of time working on the what do we really have to offer to be like really authentic and honest, but also to present my strengths really good for the potential consortiums. And then we started reaching out with the fact sheets we prepared about our organization via a lot of different ways. So via email, via our networks, via the meetings we had here in Premier. Um, and then there was some network magic happening, I think, because I think it was 1 week where we received 3 invitations to introductory meetings from consortium coordinators. Yeah, and in the end, we were invited to join 2 consortia. Yeah, and I think this makes it pretty clear that the biggest support we got from this was really the network and spread the information about our organization. And then, yeah, I summarized a bit the process in the 2 different consortia, which was also really nice for me because I could compare like how different people and coordinators do it. Both of the proposals were in the farm to fork destination. The first one, a full proposal with 12 partners from 8 different countries. I think we started with 8 partners in the beginning. And then during the proposal preparation, we noticed that there were some things missing. So we asked different partners if they wanted to join. There were, of course, regular meetings with all the partners, but also in smaller groups. Towards the end, rather more of the smaller group meetings to, yeah, get out like discuss problems that arose like really at the end. And the second proposal is a two-step application. So of course it's also just 10 pages, but we tried to prepare the whole application and then go from there to the short version. In the end, we were 20 partners from 7 countries. The process itself was a bit more organized from the very beginning. And we started by assessing all the strengths and core competencies of the different partners, which really reminded me. I mean, I didn't bring this into the consortium, but this is something I was also taught in the webinars and you also have these, I think, very nice tables online where which you can use as a tool to do this. Yeah, and we actually got a work package lead in this proposal. They were really good on communicating the timelines, all the roles, and all the basic conditions, so we knew what we had or we can work with. Again, regular meetings with all the partners, then only the work package themselves, and everything was really nicely building on each other, and the coordinator kept really focused on the bigger goal. So we had the final application ready like 2 weeks before, which was really nice. So we could go in several feedback loops to make it like really, for us, really perfect. And yeah, what I've learned in the beginning, as you said, talk to as many people as possible about your interest to apply and which call you want to apply. And you will never know who this person you are talking to is connected to and will tell them about you. And then know your strengths, present them confidently, but also stay honest, because in the end, it doesn't really add or help the consortium if you just yeah, come up with something that's not really true. And something I learned personally is to speak up earlier. Although I'm very new to this process, I had a lot of doubts, especially in the first application, which now I think I should have mentioned earlier, but I was a bit hesitant because I was so new and everybody else seemed so experienced. Yeah, so if I will participate in another application, I will yeah, be a bit more authentic and talk about these ideas I have in mind and things I think that might be problematic. Well, I think we started in time, like 3 or 4 months before. But then, especially in the first application, everything was yeah so separated that only like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the final deadline, everybody realized, okay, this is not application we can submit. And there are so many little things we need to talk about and we need to clarify. And so, for instance, the budget, we just got to a point where we finally knew how big our budget was, I think 2 weeks before we wanted to submit. So, and of course, a lot of things depend on it, if whether you get the 300,000 or 600,000 euros, and you have to plan accordingly, right? So this, yeah, the important things I think for us happened really towards the end then. Yeah, actually, in both consortia, there were also other German partners. In one, we didn't know the other German partners, and I think there was not a real benefit for us making it easier or anything. So it didn't really matter where they are from. In the second consortium, we actually brought a partner with us. So because also something that happened like 2 weeks before we submitted was that we wanted to introduce more scientific partners. So because there were a lot of yeah, no like university or something involved. And so we brought a German university and asked whether this would be possible to make them full partner. So we also have their perspective in the consortium. Yeah.